Hello my YouTube friends and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is sponsored by my stupidity. As you guys saw in the last video, I replaced the hub assembly in my wife's 2013 Lexus GS350, and in doing so I ended up damaging the wheel speed sensor. I did not completely pull the wheel speed sensor out when I was pulling the whole old hub assembly, which damaged this guy. And I'm going to tell you, these things are not cheap. Lexus wants $300 for one wheel speed sensor. And when these things go bad, your car is going to tell you about it in a lot of ways. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to create this video, is I don't think people realize how many subcomponents in your vehicle rely on working wheel speed sensors. For example, I didn't even know I had adaptive headlights in my vehicle until this wheel speed sensor went bad. So right now we've got a lot of lights lit up, and I'm going to go outside. I'm going to bring you guys along. We're going to hook up my scan tool, and I'm going to show you just how much commotion one of these things can cause when they go bad. So let's get started. So as you can see, there's a lot to unpack here. We've got an ABS light on. We've got our traction control light is on. We've got check ABS, check all-wheel drive system, check headlight leveling system. So we've got quite a few lights on. So now let me hook up the scan tool so that way you guys can see what kind of codes I'm getting because of one bad wheel speed sensor. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to go ahead and run the diagnostics. What my scan tool is doing is communicating with the car's onboard diagnostic system and scanning the system for possible faults. Because my front left wheel speed sensor is bad, it's triggering a fault with the ABS system, navigation system, adaptive headlight system, and four-wheel drive system. It really goes to show how some of these systems in modern cars have subsystems that rely on them. All of these faults are being triggered by my one bad wheel speed sensor, and once I replace it, all of these fault codes will disappear. The trouble code that I was receiving is C1406, which is the fault code for the left front wheel speed sensor. Now it's time to replace the old wheel speed sensor. Just an FYI, this is not a step-by-step DIY video, but it should be able to help you in the removal and replacement of your wheel speed sensor if it's gone bad. Alright, got my 2013 Lexus GS350 lifted up. Just want to show you the location of the wheel speed sensor. Got it right there. Got a bracket here, bolt that I got to remove. Another one right there, and then that cable goes all the way in behind this plastic wheel well, and I got to disconnect it from there, so it's like right here. So once I disconnect that, that whole assembly will come out, and it's just simple as well, putting that one in. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, getting that wheel speed sensor connector disconnected behind this wheel well cover was not easy. It was very difficult. I ended up actually having to break the plastic connector that was on this one. I didn't break the connector that it clips into, and then I just gently pried it off of the housing that it was surrounded by. So these things, we live in the Rust Belt, So a lot of these things are going to be corroded and they're going to be hard to remove. And unfortunately, this is just a byproduct of, well, living in the salt belt. So now that I've got the old one removed, I can start installing the new one. Installing the new wheel speed sensor is the reverse of removing it. I started the installation of the new wheel speed sensor by connecting it to the car first and then moving my way back until I reached the steering knuckle. I'm not gonna lie, reinstalling the bolt behind the wheel well cover that fastens the wheel speed sensor bracket to the body of the car was not fun. It took me a good bit of time to get that bolt started. But I also didn't completely remove the wheel well cover either. If you completely remove the wheel well cover, it should be much easier to install. Oh, this is fun. Oh, good times. After I get the wheel speed sensor and bracket connected behind the wheel well cover, I then move my way back until all of the brackets have been reinstalled. Moment of truth. Let's see if all that hard work paid off. I'm running a complete diagnostic scan on my car after replacing the front driver's side wheel speed sensor. The scan tool that I'm using is an Autel MK808Z and it works beautifully for all of the cars that I own, whether it's our Lexus, Maserati, or even our Dodge Challenger. This tool just about does it all, and simply put, I couldn't survive without one. If you're serious about repairing your vehicles, then a good quality scan tool like the MK808Z is a must. As you can see, replacing that one wheel speed sensor removed all of the trouble codes that I was receiving. Isn't it amazing how one sensor can cause so much havoc? Anyways, I hope this video was helpful and it will give you the motivation to go out there and repair your car. If it was, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. So long and happy wrenching.